Hello, hello, hello to all of my wonderful Cancers, and happy Sunday to each one of you Cancers. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with a very special reading on today, Cancers. When you look at the moon tonight, it's going to look like a full moon, but it's not a full moon. It is a waning gibbous moon, but it looks like a full moon because it's 91% or close to 91% illuminated. So yeah, still full moon energy, but it's waning. Yes. So how do you all feel in this phase? How do you feel in this phase, Cancers? By the way, happy birthday to all of my Cancers, and congratulations to the winners. Yes, you all have been sending me your information and I've been reaching out to you all, so congratulations to the winners. I am still picking people and people are still winning, so yes. So keep them coming, Cancers, keep them coming. If you're new to my channel, I always do giveaways during the seasons of whatever sign it is, right? So we're now in Cancer season, so yes, Cancers are winning. Yes, and we have 4 planets that are retrograde right now, so we're going to talk about all of that, Cancers. We're going to talk about all of that. Let's get into your reading. This is a general reading. These cards are the Light Seers Tarot deck by Chris Ann. You can find out information out on my website at queenamunra.com. These cards right here are the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck by Joe Pyle. Let's go. Most High God in the universe, please give me a special reading for my wonderful Cancers as it relates to every area of their lives, specifically in areas of power and intellect, money and wealth, creativity and emotions, and spirituality, and where they need to take action. What information do we have for my tenacious, highly imaginative, loyal, yes, sympathetic, emotional, persuasive, emotional in a good way though, charming, who loves to give their best, they don't hold back emotions, they're very empathetic, sweethearts. Yes, ruling planet, which is a luminary, is the moon. Yes, your moon. The moon never goes retrograde, Cancers. So that's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Let's get into your reading. Some cards are already falling out. These cards fell out. Oh, nice. Okay. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Yes. You all are gods and goddesses, which means that you all are creators. You can speak things into existence. You can call things into existence. We have the 10 of Cups and the 2 of Cups. Boom. Yes. Can you see it? Yes, yes, yes. 2 of Cups. 10 of Cups. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. So, I'm in the mood for love. That's what I'm seeing here. But guess what? I'm in the mood for self-love. Yes, that's what this is all about. Self-love, right? So some of you all were in a family situation. And some of you all could still be in a family situation where it feels like you're with your soulmate. And it feels like, but it's more of like you being in a relationship with yourselves. Like you being your own soulmate, your divine masculine, your divine feminine are together, completely balanced out, you know, all those wonderful things. And you're feeling like on fire again, right? Maybe you have some Leo, Sagittarius, Aries in your chart, but you're really feeling like on fire again, because this is really, really about self-love above everything else. We can look at this card right here and it gives the impression that we're talking about a partnership or husband, wife with the kids and the whole 9 yards. And even if that's the case, Cancer, great. But this is really, really a reading about self-love and care, right? These 2 hands right here even look like, you know, one dark hand, one light hand, but it's really your divine masculine to your divine feminine, your seen, unseen, your dark light inside of you. Those things right there, completely balanced out. And look, I'm looking at least 8 streams of income for you, which is fantastic. I love, love, love this for you. At least 8 streams of income. So yeah, some of you all may have felt like you were bitten by a snake, someone that you care deeply about, someone that you love, the whole 9 yards. And this is why I'm saying, before I even looked at this card, again, self-love. You're focusing on you, and only you, right? Not even necessarily, because snakes add value, right? When you look at the medical symbol, you have two snakes on there. One is representing good, one is representing evil. Snakes are very, very wise. They're able to slither into places that a lot of people are nervous about going into, but they're picking up a lot of wisdom and knowledge there, right? Some snakes are venomous, some snakes are not. And so because you may have felt like you were bitten by a venomous snake who you were deeply, deeply in love with, a relationship, you felt like that was your forever person, you are still dealing with some of the after effects of being in a relationship. But guess what? Here's the wonderful thing. Again, some of you all have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in your chart, and there's tons of prospects coming your way in terms of money, love. That's if you're looking for love outside of yourself, in every area of your life. So actually, Cancer, you have nothing to worry about whatsoever. Nothing. Matter of fact, we have these ruling planets that we have planets, not your ruling planet, obviously, because the moon never goes retrograde, but we have planets that are retrograde. Right now we have Saturn that's retrograde. That's the planet of ambition. So that's where you're going to be focusing on your money. That's where you see the at least 8 streams of income. You're going to be focused on the long-term goals, career, your aspirations, all those wonderful things. You have Jupiter, which is retrograde, right now. Jupiter is the planet of ethics. Jupiter actually rules philosophy, luck, good fortune. So this is where you're going to evaluate any unfinished business. So again, this is channeling your energy in places where it serves your highest purpose, Cancer. Okay, so again, when you're looking at unfinished business, what were you going through before? Like, what were you planning on doing before you felt like, oh wow, okay, this person is not who I thought they were? What were you doing there? Were you planning on singing? Were you planning on writing a book, a poetry, or autobiography? Were you planning on starting a blog, a electronic magazine? Were you doing what were you planning on doing? So that's what Jupiter is really, really encouraging you to do. It's the planet of ethics and philosophy, right? Pluto, when we have a full moon, it's interesting that we have a full moon energy around the time that Pluto is retrograde, right? Because Pluto is the planet of death, rebirth. Pluto actually rules big events in our lives. And so this is the time where you're going to be decluttering. You're going to be decluttering your house. You're going to be decluttering your office, your spirit, everything. You're just going to be completely decluttering. And the beautiful thing about Pluto being retrograde is that it's going to be retrograde until October 6th. So you still have time. You still have time, allow yourself to go through the healing of actually having been bitten by someone you deem as a snake, right? But also, this is a time for you to connect with the maternal side of yourself. Like, what is it that your mother, grandmother always told you, your aunties have always told you to look out for? And again, this is divine feminine energy. It doesn't matter if you identify as a man or woman, Cancer. This is divine feminine energy. What did the women in your life tell you to watch out for certain things in people? This is what you're drawing. This is what you're focused on right now. You're also going to get your rose quartz and some clear quartz, right? You want to really, really clear courses for clarity, getting to that God level of clarity. You want to really see things for what it really is. That rose quartz is going to help you to forgive yourself, forgive them, and so that you can move on and focus on self-love and self-healing, right? Because tons of prospects are coming your way in business, in love, in all the areas that you want. And so now this is where you're going to be really paying attention to, focusing on, in business, in any kind of relationships for that matter. We're not talking about just romantic, but just in any area of your life, you're going to be focusing on listening to your instinct. What are all the things that you are, and learning how to develop discipline around your needs, right? And being very clear about what you want, body, mind, soul, spirit, feeling at peace with yourself, feeling nourished, all those wonderful things, right? Not necessarily focusing on, because Cancers, for my cross watchers, Cancers really, really can spot a liar. They can spot, they are great at that, because it's really, really hard to deceive a Cancer, because they can spot the tiniest of nuances of behavior. And so they're a lot of them are psychic. A lot of them are, like I said, intuitives, and they have photographic memory added to intense powers of observation that makes them extremely canny in divining other people's inner motivation. So it is really, really difficult to lie to a Cancer. And so Cancers, I don't want you to nurture that kind of energy, because when a relationship is over, just let it be over. Like, really, just let it be over. You know what you know. You just move on from that. You know, you go through your healing, the whole 9 yards. If you feel like you've been bitten by a snake, like I said, you know, all the things that you learn from your mother, your grandmother, the women in your life, the women in your family, you're starting to realize, they were on to something. They were on to something really, really good, right? I should have probably listened to them. And so that's what you're going to really be drawing your strength from. But you're not going to put all of your attention and your focus there. We also have the number 25. 25 means that you are a thinker, an idealist, a person who is selective, analytical, and scientific. 25 means that you need peace and quiet, and you tend to be more reserved. People actually look up to number 25s because they are knowledgeable and very, very wise. In fact, they are adept at observing people in situations with great care, gaining wisdom about them as a result. So again, that's right up your alley, Cancer. This is almost, 25 is almost innate to you, because that's how you're able to, because you are a nurturer by default, divine feminine. Again, it doesn't matter if you identify as a man or woman. That's just who you are. Like, it is absolutely very difficult to fool a Cancer. They may not say everything about what they know, but trust, Cancers know. Cancers know. Yes. So yeah, you want to focus on forgiving yourself and forgiving, you know, the people around you, even the snakes that may have bitten you in the past, people who have betrayed you, whole 9 yards. Because I can tell you that person is going to fall out of range. That relationship is over. Like I said, you're focusing on, and I'm reading the cards as I'm talking to you. I'm picking these cards up so you can see what I'm talking about. We also have the Lovers card, Mercury, which is no longer retrograde. It's stationed direct now. So it's clear that you are your own twin flame, right? Death, rebirth. Pluto is retrograde, right? Pluto is retrograde. So Pluto is about decluttering all those feelings that you may have had for that person. The relationship is over. You're like, I'm just going to, this is like spring cleaning, except this summer, right? So I'm removing all those feelings, and I'm being patient with the process. Neptune is also retrograde. So this is really encouraging you to go after your dreams, which is nice. This is where you're going to replace all those feelings about them and the lies that they told, the whole 9 yards. You're going to go by all the stuff, all the wisdom that the maternal side of your family gave you, or even the women in your life gave you, and just move on. And guess what? Here we go, the Moon card. They're going to fall out of range. Your intuition was right. They're going to fall out of range. You're not worried about it anymore. The Magician card, Mercury is stationed direct. It is no longer retrograde. So it's crystal clear. You got the message. There's no and, ifs, or buts. There's no static there whatsoever. You know, matter of fact, you could be thinking about making travel plans, because that's cleared up. The communication, verbal, nonverbal communication is crystal clear. You're focusing on doing something that you used to love to do as a child, right? So if you have children, you're even drawn from the innocence of children around you, right? But you're also thinking about something that's nostalgic. Remembering, like, kind of going back to the things that you used to love doing. So your focus is extremely shifted. I love this for you, Cancer. Love, love, love. Like I said, this is where you're focusing on self-love. I mean, like, really, really focusing on self-love. This is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful, Cancers. But guess what, Cancers? You deserve it. You really, really deserve it, right? Yeah. This is where you are connected to your support system, and you're grounding yourselves, right? Like I said, rose quartz meditation, you know. And so rose quartz, which I do have some rose quartz over there. Rose quartz is a beautiful mineral of unconditional self-love and forgiveness, and it's invaluable for all Cancers, right? You can either hold it in your left palm, you can place on the body, or keep it nearby throughout your meditation, you know, process. But yes, you're starting to now really remember all the things that the women in your family, even if you don't have a close relationship with your mom, you could be thinking about other mother-like figures in your lives. that told you, hey, watch out for this, watch out for that, watch out for this and that. And you know they were spot on, right? You're actually building your spiritual strength. This is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. You have a lot of major things that's going on in your life right now, Cancer. And this is a wonderful time for you because you're getting back in touch with who you've always been, right? You're actually playing to your strengths. You're listening to your intuition, like I said, which is going to keep you balanced out. You don't have to vibrate low. You don't ever have to be moody. You don't have to be negative. You don't have to be clingy. You don't have to be suspicious of anything. You don't have to be unpredictable. All you have to do is tap into that strength that is undeniable about Cancers. Like I said, you all are really devoted to family and home life, and you can continue to believe in old-fashioned ideas that marriage is forever, you know, even if the events around your life contradict that, even if the person that you're with, everything about it contradicts it, this is what you believe in. This is your like old-fashioned values. But it's also hard to deceive you, right? So here's the thing though, Cancer, up front, whether it is a legal marriage, some kind of a soul contract or whatever, once you realize, or an agreement between you and another person, once you realize that, hey, and people think it's just like really difficult to disconnect from feelings, but you have to apply some logic to it. Like, and this is where you're going to balance out your energy, like really balance. It can't be all about feelings, nothing more than feelings, right? This is where you're going to really balance out your energy and say, hey, listen, okay, I have in my mind been able to pick up on the nuances of conversation. I'm in my mind picking up on the nuances of energy, right? What I'm receiving from this person. Because remember, you are a nurturer, you're a receiver. What am I receiving from this person? If something seems out of balance, guess what? It is out of balance. Now I'm going to have a conversation. Again, balancing out your energy, you're taking action. I'm not going to just sit there and just receive until it causes me to be moody and out of balance. I'm going to now, okay, I'm going to kick this back to this person. Let's have a conversation about this because something about this feels off balance. Give the person an opportunity to defend themselves. But if you know that the person is not being completely honest with you, now it's your time to act. And so here we are, right here. You've made yourself your twin flame, and somewhere along your journey, Cancer, somebody in your family say, hey, listen, if it's not worth moving on, hey, cut it off at the root and keep on moving forward and focus on. And this is how you heal from all of this stuff, is listening to the advice of the maternal advice from around you. Speaking specifically to you, Cancers. You're tuned in, like through meditation, the whole 9 yards, and you're going back to what makes you happy, what's nostalgic for you, which is absolutely great. Getting in contact with your inner peace. And when I tell you the right person that's coming across your path, and I mean the person that's on your frequency, the person when you don't have to second guess whether they're being completely honest with you or if they're lying. You certainly don't, and you're focusing on healing, but you certainly don't want the next person or persons coming across your path, your new soul tribe that could, you know, you could find a love interest in that soul tribe or whatever. You don't want that person to take the brunt of the pain that you received in your past relationships. And you're also focusing on creating extra streams of income. So this is I feel really good about this reading for you because this is progress. This is a completely balanced out Cancer. This is what I have for you, Cancers. Have a fantastic Sunday. But then again, I know you will because that's the intention you set, right? Yes.